was.
Coach, I guess first off, just kind of talk about your offense and how they were able to stop it.
We talked about it at halftime quite a bit, but our mentality was wrong. They're a big team, and to be successful, we needed to get the ball past the block. We needed to hit a variety of shots, and we tried to hit the ball down. And that's not how you win against a big block. You win hitting it off. You win hitting angles. You win mixing up your shots, hitting one hard, and then dropping one in front. And well, we talked a lot about that this week. We didn't execute it. For the second match in a row, our outsides underperformed in a big way, and you just can't do that. And I know they're trying very hard, but you can't be overamped. You got to be up. You got to be loose. We spent a lot of time this week working on the dynamics of their approach to keep it fast and loose and high. And Cassie really struggled tonight. Devin struggled till halftime and then had a really good third game. But in good volleyball, and volleyball at the highest level, your outsides have to get kills. It's not even about their hitting percentage. They have to put a lot of balls away. And we just, this week, didn't do that. In other weeks they've been very good, but and I know they've been working really hard, but I think we're Devin's the highest at .0 something there, and I think Julia zeroed out and Cassie went below, and then Simone came out and did that too. So our middle attack, which has been really good, didn't go after it either. And I'm still wondering how the second game was so close, because the way we hit, it shouldn't have been. But I think we served and passed really well in game two, and kept ourselves in it and put some pressure on them. Got to 23, but then we made two hitting errors, which is unfortunate, because I think if we'd been able to keep putting pressure on them, they were headed the wrong way. I mean, the last 10 points of game two were not good for them, and we needed to grab hold of that and come up with a couple more plays, and we didn't at the end. But I think that Colorado State's a really good team. Colbert is the best player in the conference, hands down. And, that's tough. And you got to prepare for a lot of things when you do that. And we need to be firing on every cylinder to have success. Every player needs to be on their game and going after it. And I would say we were about halfway there. I think Julia had a lot of responsibility in the back row tonight, probably more than she should have, because Ashley Kelsey started slow. And then she picked hers up in the third game. But there was a couple points, if you watched in there, where Julia was cheating beyond half the court and leaving huge open spaces just to try and serve receive for people that were struggling. And a really good team is going to expose your things. We've struggled with kills. We've got great outsides, but we've struggled with kills, and we've struggled with the libero position all year, and both of them were exposed again tonight.
Coach, it seemed like you guys got off that 3-0 run to start at the very beginning of the game, and the energy seemed high, and then it seemed to dwindle. Is that kind of how you felt? Or?
I think it kind of goes with, Cassie. I think in that run, I don't remember if Cassie was serving or who was, but, we put together 3 or 4 errors in a row, and then just went downhill, and I think we're trying to get a lot of leadership out of Hannah. She's trying to do a lot of things for the team, and more than she should have to. I mean, we need leadership out of our other seniors, and we need some leadership out of our 3 juniors that have been here for 3 years. And they're capable of it. We've had some great matches down the stretch, but today was really disappointing. And I think that that we should be disappointed. We've worked really hard for about 4 weeks, and really worked to, after our confidence got shook early in the season when we lost a couple of those 2-point matches, we really had to work to get back to playing good ball. And for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've done that. And then tonight, I mean, granted, it's a really good team, but we didn't do that. We didn't play good volleyball, and I think there's some work to be done, but I think too that there's too many people relying on Hannah Johnson to be the leader out there, to do so many things, and Julia Warren to take care of the back row and do so many things, and a couple people have so much responsibility, and the other people's roles are much smaller, and somehow that needs to balance out so that Julia doesn't have to pass 2/3 of the court and can focus more on her hitting, and Hannah doesn't have to be stressed about the libero or whatever. And it's part of it's maturity, and part of it is just, get out of your own way sometimes. I go back to Jeannie Fairchild, who's one of my all-time favorite players and one of the best players who's ever played here, but we used to talk about that a lot because Jeannie would be so hard on herself and so tough, particularly her junior year. I would say to her, the only person stopping you is you. You got to get out of your own way. And I kind of feel that way with Devin and Cassie right now a little bit. I also feel that way with a couple of our defensive players, and they're great athletes, they're great players. We're trying not to put too much pressure on them, but I think sometimes you just got to go out and be an athlete and not think so damn much and not do those things, you know what I mean? And just be a great athlete. Devin's a great athlete, Cassie's a great athlete. Sometimes you just got to go out and do that. And they'll bounce back and they'll have more good games. And I really like Cassie serving tonight. She really, when Cassie's serving, it causes a lot of stress for the other team. But and Devin got hers down tonight. And so there were things that were positive, but we've got to get some of our players to take on bigger roles on this team, and we've got to find somebody to be a go-to.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
That's a lot of win, but